This is a crazy car, the T50S, and we're unveiling that today. This is a working prototype, over 770 brake horsepower and 860 kilo. And then, of course, our US reveal of the T33 Spider, a very important car for us because this is a full car.
And America is a very important market for us, isn't it?
Very important, yes. Thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you so much, Phil.
Thanks, Darren.
Thank you. Gordon, shall we look at some cars?
Indeed, yes.
Okay. First of all, we'll start with a car that I've got a real soft spot for. I think it's the perfect California car. And you're the perfect man to talk us around it because it came from your brain. So, ladies and gentlemen, T33 Spider. Gordon, tell us about this beautiful car.
Well, this is actually a car I've always wanted to do. When you're designing a central driving position car like the McLaren F1 or the T50, it's very forward cabin, and it's difficult to get classic proportions in those cars. They're more spaceship than motor car. I grew up in the 60s loving all the sports and sports racing cars from the 60s. And I just loved the proportions. And as soon as I'd finished the McLaren F1, I thought one day I want to do my ultimate sort of tribute to the 60s, if you like. And this is it. So this is sort of classic proportions, but in no way retro, everything brought up to date. And it's something that I think we've really nailed on the proportions.
But even in Spider form, it's still 1,100 kilos and only 18 kilograms heavier than the coupe.
That's right, yeah, that's because we designed a Spider first. Normally people do a coupe, take the roof off and then chuck a lot of material at it to get the stiffness back. We started with the Spider, so the torsional rigidity hits our target so that we protect the vehicle dynamics.
And I think the craziest statistic for this car, the power to weight ratio is the same as the McLaren F1, even in Spider form. Yeah, that one blew me away. Speaking about being blown away, I think we go from the sublime, well, to quite frankly, the ridiculous. Our creative director, Kev Richards, describes this car as Gordon Murray unhinged. So, guys, come up, please. This is the world debut of T50S.
Can't wait to drive this one.
You get to drive it first too. That's the rule in the company. Gordon gets to drive the car first. I'm ever so glad you built this, but why?
Well, I learned a hard lesson when I did the McLaren F1. I didn't want to go anywhere near racing, and because I didn't want to compromise the road car. We were trying to do the world's best driver's car with the F1. And then, of course, we were forced to go racing by the customers, and we raced it with some success.
I was going to say it did quite well, didn't it? Yeah.
And then, so when we started T50, I decided I would have two separate teams and do two clean sheet of paper designs. So although this is based on the T50 family, it's a completely new car from the ground up. So that way you get the ultimate driving experience on the road and the ultimate driving experience on the track.
Now, on the track, what sort of performance level are we talking about?
Well, it's under 900 kilos. It's got 1.5 tons of downforce and 770 horsepower, so it's not going to be slow.
Even I can do those maths. That's pretty good. Do we think somewhere about GT1 pace?
Yeah, I think so, yes. It's we did a simulation at Le Mans, and it's quicker than the car that won in 95. So.
Should be good. And we can make it, we're going to tailor it for each driver, the setup.
So. Oh, absolutely, yes. And we've done something, I named it after my driver, my ex-driver and dear friend, Nicky Lauda, as a tribute, because he died just a year before we started designing it. I thought that would be a nice thing to do, and his family were very supportive of that. And we've also named each individual car after my Grand Prix wins on different circuits. So they've all got a bit of
really
history.
Cool. That is really cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you love these cars as much as we do. Thank you so much for being here. We're keeping this nice and short so you can come up, have a look around and really enjoy the details of these beautiful cars. Thank you so much for being here. Phil, please come back up. We'll take some pictures before we invade the stand.